And what's it? I mean, it must be kind of surreal for you to see. I mean, a couple years ago, I had Dom on here. I think it was episode 17. I had him on the podcast, and I mean, yeah, he's doing radio stuff with the Brewers right now. Is that right? And
Correct.
I mean, how cool! I mean, you guys were calling games together a couple springs ago. That must have been amazing. I mean, what's it like? Seeing him kind of go, following your footsteps like that and get into the field like that.
Well, I mean, you're going to get me to cry, but because you put on your father, your dad cap, and you
Good.
always
Good.
want
We want that content for YouTube. So go ahead.
Both eyes, both.
as a father, you want your kids to exceed your own dreams. And my dad fought in World War II, didn't even graduate high school. He was in Germany and Italy and Luxembourg as a 19, 20-year-old, and seeing all four of his kids, all four of his boys go to college and go on to things. I know it was very humbling to him and my mom. And we feel the same way. Veronica and I feel the same way. We want nothing but the best for our kids. We want them to, surpass, the life we've been able to give them to this point. Dominic's an incredibly talented kid. I mean, he's a kid. Alex, you can speak to this. I mean, the stuff that you guys know now with exactly. Shout out to Cronkite.
Yeah,
But the stuff that he can do with video and with building podcasts and statistical research and just having a love for the game. When we've done those games in spring training, it was a joy. It was a great joy. I mean, how could it not be to sit beside your son and do some baseball games? It was a dream we all always had. I mean, Dominic was on a baseball field when he was 5 years old.
Yeah.
When we were in Texas, when they let the kids on the field prior to batting practice to take ground balls, he was taking ground balls with Patrick Mahomes. He was taking ground balls with Derek Rodriguez. He was taking ground balls with Preston and Patrick Palmero. I mean, these are kids that were part of the team back in 02 when Dominic was 8 years old. He's out shagging in 2003 out in center field during batting practice. They finally let him go out there. Like his last game, he finally caught a ball out in center field. And Francisco Cordero's looking up to the booth. He's trying to get my attention. Hey, your son caught one. It's great. I mean, he's been around it forever. He's very comfortable around it. Mm-hmm. He's really good at what he does. He's really talented. I'm hopeful that he gets a play-by-play opportunity. He's come close a couple of times at the major league level. In the meantime, he's excelled at everything they put in front of him. He does pre and post stuff for the Brewers. He does their weekly show during spring training. He does some podcasts for them. He works for Brian Anderson on television on the Valley games for research. He goes with Brian during the season for TBS for their game of the week. He does the playoffs. He worked with Bob Costas the last 2 years.
That's
Bob
amazing.
was very impressed with his work. So the kid goes in everything he does with the idea to be the very best he can be, and he's still a really good golfer. So he still loves the game. He goes, I'm a nerd. I mean, he loves the golfing part of it. He loves the baseball part of it. He loves being around it. He's very comfortable in the clubhouse, and hopefully, like I was explaining before with me and Ken, there's going to be somebody that's been in his life that we don't even know yet that's going to be influential in him getting that opportunity. And when he does, he'll run with it, and he'll gather a lot of steam, and he'll be recognized in a really short period of time.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I appreciate you, asking a dad about a son. Now I got two daughters as well, by the way. Just I got to be clear, I'm a girl man. The daughters are doing great. My oldest Olivia is married. Her husband Troy, they're doing great, and my youngest Sophia is here at home, but she's a budding anime artist. She's really good at that too. So I'm trying to get her together with Shintaro Fujinami at some point because they both like Studio Ghibli. My daughter's actually been to the Studio Ghibli Museum in Japan. She went with me on the Japan trip. The last one the A's were on in 18 or 19. So I would love for them to meet her. She's actually taken some Japanese courses. It's fun just for them to converse for 30 seconds. Just for me to be fun.
That'd be amazing. Those films are amazing. I really like the Studio Ghibli stuff. It's pretty wild. Yeah,
there's some great stories that are told in those films for sure.
Well, I mean, spring training must be great for you. Your whole family's there, right? I mean, you're just at home, and everybody's around. That must be a great part of the year for you, then. Right?
It is. I mean, Dom's home makes mom happy. That's the most important thing, because Dom's the only one that doesn't live in the state anymore. Lives in Milwaukee, but he got a chance to come down here full time for spring training. Obviously, has a place to stay. He's got cars here that he can use. We kind of all juggle each other's day to make sure somebody has a car, to go where they need to go. Or I'm going to spring training, and Sophia's going to work, and Veronica's got to go do something, and Dominic's got to go as well. So we've made it work. It's been fun. Very thankful for sure.